yeah, that was good, but we're gonna have to do more. What a soft cloud would smell like. But it smells rich. Like, this isn't like she's that girl by herself. No, she needs. Hi everyone, it is me, Rita Janae, and I'm back with another video. If you are new here, just like I just mentioned, I'm Rita Janae. I'm a beauty and lifestyle content creator here on YouTube, trying to be on TikTok, a little bit on Instagram. But anyway, if you're not new here, welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in again today. Today's video is going to be all about some of my favorite winter and fall fragrances. So some of these fragrances have been my favorites for quite some time. So when I say quite some time, I'm talking at least a couple years. I do have several, or one that's in my top 3, which we'll go into first. So one of my top favorites I've actually had in my collection for a lot less than a year, but it's already made it into the top 3. The remaining fragrances that I'm going to talk about with you all today, these are just some that I highly recommend to almost anyone. We're going to also go into the notes for each of these fragrances. So super important that the notes that you typically would like in a fragrance, because that's kind of the perspective I'm going to be speaking from. All right, so let's go ahead and get into some of my top favorite fall and winter fragrances. That first one is Blanc B. It won't focus, but either way, Blanc B. This is what it looks like. You can't miss the bottle. I don't know what stores, like brick and mortar stores, this is sold in. I ordered this. It was a blind buy. It was a blind buy that worked out in the best way. Okay, so the notes that are in Blanc B, the top notes, it's gonna be milk. It's gonna be something called ambrette. I don't know who that is, but it says ambrette is a musk mallow. So it's, I guess, like a musky marshmallow. We've got mystical. I don't know. That looks like some kind of concoction that maybe they came up with in the lab. Whatever it is, it works. So those are your top notes. Your middle notes: tuberose, jasmine, incense, mahonial. I don't know who that is. Base notes, we got vanilla, musk, and tonka bean, and cacao. So a little bit of chocolate. So these are the notes. I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully you can. I don't know why this won't focus, but either way, these are the notes. So when I wear it, like at first, like even if I take the cap off of this, oh gosh, y'all, it smells like, to me, it smells like what a soft cloud would smell like. But it smells rich. Like when I wear it, I feel so luxurious. Like I'm probably gonna wear it today because this sweater that I have on is so soft, and like I'm feeling very feminine and just, I want to smell good. It's cold outside, but inside my home is like warm and cozy. Like that. Blanc B, that's my girl. Love it. All right, next up we have Sensual Instinct. Sensual Instinct is a little more jazzy, okay? And what I mean by that, Sensual Instinct is going to be more so along the lines of like an oud. So if you've ever smelled an oud or like an Arabic perfume, they're typically gonna be a lot bolder, a lot richer. I would not classify this as a soft fragrance. This is like in your face. This is bold. This is, I am here. I love this fragrance. I personally would wear this day or night. I think a lot of people tend to steer towards wearing this in the evenings because it is quite strong. A little bit goes a long way, but it smells heavenly. No, it doesn't. It smells a little sinful. That's what it is. It doesn't smell heavenly. It smells a little bit sinful. Still of course, sexy. The name is Sensual Instinct. It smells bold. It smells like it's perfect for winter. So let's get into the notes for Sensual Instinct. And also, this is by Montal Paris, by the way. I did not say that. So Montal Paris, a lot of their fragrances are going to be like that bold, spicy, oud type scent. A little, like I said, a little bit goes a long way. You don't necessarily need to layer this with anything. I would be a little concerned if someone decided to layer this with something, because it probably wouldn't smell that good. It would just turn it into something else, almost like chemical, if that makes sense. So let's get into the notes. Top notes: roasted coffee beans. I'm an avid coffee drinker. If you watch my vlogs, I'm typically always going to mention the fact that I'm going to get coffee. So that's probably one of the main reasons I really love Sensual Instinct. The top note: roasted coffee beans. Now it doesn't smell like a coffee shop. It doesn't smell like Starbucks. Okay, don't get that from this. You got to hear the rest of the notes. The middle notes: we've got praline, which is going to give it that warm, sweet, like super, like almost syrupy sweet scent. When I think of praline, I think of like the sweetest caramel, like super sweet, like fuck up your teeth sweet. Okay. Next to that, it's also a middle note, is rose. Now this for me was a surprise when I saw that rose was a note here. I typically don't like anything that has rose in it. I can typically smell it instantly. But because of the coffee note as well as the praline, it layers so well with rose. I never knew that it could do that, because typically rose is paired with like a bunch of other florals, and I hate that. But this has praline and coffee beans, rose. Base notes: we've got, this is where it gets serious. This is where we get spicy and we get sexy. So even though oak moss doesn't sound sexy, it's a sexy note in fragrance to me. So we've got oak moss, we've got amber, and we've got cedar. So these are the things that's going to give it that dark feminine energy. So to me, Sensual Instinct, if your aesthetic is that dark feminine aesthetic that everybody's talking about now, Sensual Instinct, you'll probably really like this one. Montal, they do have where you can create your own discovery set, so it doesn't have to be a blind buy. I don't remember how much I paid for this, but from what I remember, it's over 100. So you probably don't want to do a blind buy with any of the Montal. Blanc B, she's a little pricey too. I don't know how you can sample this, but if you see it anywhere, if you see a sample, go ahead and get it. But anyway, Sensual Instinct, they do have where you can do a discovery set, because Montal in general, their collection is, it's like, it's chef's kiss. They have so many amazing fragrances, but for the sake of fall, winter, perfect. Absolutely perfect. And don't y'all just love the packaging? This one that I have is actually in the tester packaging, because when I ordered it, I did not order the full bottle off of Montal's website. I ordered it off of, it's like a reseller, and they're authentic, but they sell tester bottles. And usually when you purchase a tester bottle, it's a little bit cheaper than the regular bottle. But I think either way, their bottles, their packaging is always gonna be really cute. So look at that. All right, third top favorite. Are y'all ready? So the third one that is my favorite, I haven't even had this one. I haven't even had this one for 6 months. And it's already in my top 3. Latafa. This is an Arabic perfume. This one apparently is a dupe. It smells so good. It is apparently a dupe of Burberry Goddess. I don't know what Burberry Goddess got going on. I've never smelled Burberry Goddess. I can't tell you if it smells like it or not, but that's what a lot of the fragrance girls are saying, that this is a dupe for Burberry Goddess. I don't know. But what I do know is that this one, it smells very clean, but a little spicy. It just smells fresh, clean, a little bit spicy. This is not a gourmand. This is not vanilla. This is, in my opinion, you can wear this day or night. Hold on, y'all. My battery died. Okay, I'm back. So where did I leave off? Latafa Angum. And okay, I lied. This actually is technically classified as a gourmand. It does not smell like it though. So when I say that, it's not like super vanilla to where it's just punch you in your face vanilla, flat vanilla. It's not that, okay? It's not. So I think it would be fine to wear this day to night. It's also okay to do this as a blind buy, in my opinion. It is around, it's like just under $50. You can order it off Amazon. Not hard to find. It's all over TikTok right now. I understand why. I'm not a trend type person. I don't follow trends typically. But this one, y'all, Lattafa Angum, smells so good to me. It smells almost like soap. It almost smells soapy. Like for some reason it smells a little bit like dial soap with a little bit of lavender and a little bit of vanilla. But let's get into the notes. All right, so the top notes, which they shut it down because they did this combination. Whoever came up with this concoction, they shut it down at the top notes to start. Okay, we've got ginger, mandarin, and pink pepper. Ginger, mandarin, and pink pepper. So the ginger is gonna give it that like spiciness with a little bit of sweet. Mandarin is going to give it that citrusy, and then your pink pepper, that's another spice. It's spicy. When it opens up, it is spicy. The middle notes, we've got lavender, which also shocks me because, like I said, I'm not a lavender person typically. I typically don't like lavender or rose. But look at me, top three. 2 out of the 3 have lavender and rose. We've got lavender, but we've also got praline and cacao. So cacao, however you say it, is chocolate. And we've got jasmine to soften all of that up. To soften it all up, but still give you that little bit of spiciness, give you a little bit of sweet. It's what do they say? Sweet, spicy, and everything nice, whatever. All that in a bottle. The base note, so the dry down is gonna give you vanilla, amber, and musk. So that's what puts you in that gourmand vanilla category. So let's talk about the longevity of angum. I think out of each of these, this one, the cheapest one might I add, has the longest longevity on me. And I've read and heard from other people it's the exact same. So apparently that's the thing with Lattafa. I don't know what they're putting in this stuff to make it last so long, but the first day I got it, like fresh out of the box, which is another thing we'll talk about, why I'm making that clear that it was fresh out of the box. The first day that I got this stuff, the scent was phenomenal. It lasted literally all day, and I didn't spray a whole lot on. Like I might have done 3 to 5 sprays, about 3 to 5. Usually when I just get a fragrance, I try to just keep it at 3 to 5. Like of course I don't overspray because I don't know how it's gonna perform throughout the day. So this was in about 3 to 5 sprays. It lasted all day long. Now, as it's been about a month, I think, that I've had this, the scent I think it's changed just a little to be more so soapy to me. The dry down is still the same. The longevity, still the same. I could put this on in the morning and I don't feel like by the end of the day, like I can barely smell it. Like it's still gonna smell more vanilla because those are your base notes, but the dry down, longevity, all that is top tier. Also, to run it back just a little bit, Blanc B, she lasts a good 3-4 hours maybe. Sensual Instinct, I would say more so in the 5 hours. Like, well, I don't know. No, I'll take that back. No. I'm thinking about Lattafa. This one, it has a lot of sillage. So the scent trail is amazing. But on me, it does not last that long, if that makes sense. Lattafa, scent trail, longevity, all that performs amazing throughout the day. Blanc B is going to give you scent trail or sillage. It's going to give you elegance. It's not going to be too much. You can layer it. Okay, those top 3 favorites. now that we've gotten through that, let's go ahead and get into some others that I do recommend for the fall and the winter. They are not in any particular order. So these are just fragrances that I've kept in my collection for a while, or I feel that they're worth mentioning. I do have some others that can be worn fall, winter, but they ain't worth a damn, so I didn't bring them up here. Okay, so these next ones are going to be some that I highly recommend for fall and for winter. So let's go ahead and talk about it. This is actually, it could have been in my top favorites, but I'll explain why. So Prada Paradox, I've had this one for quite some time. I think it might be a little bit aged at this point. I haven't even gotten through half of this bottle, but I do like it. The reason I would say Prada Paradox has not made it to my favorites is because by itself, on me, it's just not doing enough. Like, I layer this, like I put this on with other fragrances. Like, this is a good one to layer with others. Or like if you work in an office and you just want a little bit of something that is going to smell pretty luxurious, pretty clean, not too floral, this is a good one. I wouldn't spray a lot of this on, even though, like I'm telling you all, it doesn't do enough on its own. That's because of the notes. So just because you spray more of it is not going to make it smell like it's not going to make the fragrance more complex and more fun. Like, it's a very like cliche fragrance. It still smells really good, but it's good to have in your collection to layer with other things. So this is what the bottle looks like. Let's get into the notes of good old Prada Paradox. I'm sure many of you have already heard of Prada Paradox. Like, if you're familiar with fragrances, you've heard of it before. It's nothing new. All right. Hold on. I don't know who this is. Wait a minute. Supposed to be. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So the notes in this particular fragrance, we've got the top notes of pear, tangerine, and bergamot. I don't know how to say that. I don't even know what that is. It looks like some sort of fruit. Then the middle notes, all white flowers. So that's what makes it so, like, it smells good, but it's basic. Just because you use more of it is not going to make it smell like any more complex and fun. So the middle notes, we've got orange blossom, neroli essence, neroli, jasmine, sambac, I don't know. Base notes, we've got bourbon, vanilla, amber, white musk, and benzoin. Super basic notes. These are basic. This is a good like foundational fragrance. You layer it with other stuff. This isn't like she's that girl by herself. No, she needs all of the people with her. She needs all of the things with her to really be something. That's probably a really harsh way of saying that, but either way, I would keep it around because you can layer it. It smells good with some other things. Next up, which is very similar in the fact that like this is a good one to layer with other things. It's gonna be Valentino. And honestly, y'all, these past two I've just picked up at Ulta. I really don't even know the full name. It's a Valentino fragrance. Valentino somebody. But this is what the bottle looks like. It's a really cute bottle though. This one's another good one. Good for layering in the wintertime specifically, because it is a little bit on the heavier side to me. For some reason, when I wear this too, it reminds me of going to church. It just reminds me of like a Sunday morning. Like, you dressed up, you know, you're wearing like your modest clothes, your most modest attire, but you still want to look good. You want to show out. Valentino. That's what I'm getting from this. So let's talk about the notes. So this is actually Valentino Viva Valentino. And then they later came out with an intense version of this. I see why. They said, yeah, that was good, but we're gonna have to do more. And they came out with intense. But this is the first one. This is the basic one. So the notes for this, we have got top notes of mandarin orange, bergamot, ginger. Middle notes, orange blossom gardenia. So again, white flowers. Base notes, vanilla, tonka bean, musk, sandalwood, and oak moss. Oak moss, like I said, I like that. I like that quality. It does add a little bit of complexity from my perspective. Like for the bougie, wee fragrance people, y'all might feel a little different if you see this, but whatever. I think it brings it up. It makes it a little more complex to have oak moss in a fragrance. As well as sandalwood. So any sort of wood like sandalwood or like cedar. So that's what this one's all about. Very basic. I don't remember how much I paid for this one, or Prada, whoever, Paradox. But it could be a blind buy. Like if you like what I'm saying that much as far as the notes go, blind buy it wouldn't hurt. A lot of times you do see these in the Ulta sets. So like the holiday sets and stuff. Not hard to get. So the last two fragrances are very unique to me. I would not wear these every day, but I would pull these out from time to time. They're my special occasion. They're different for me. So I think that's why they made it to this video. The first one is Chanel Paris. This one, I don't have any other Chanel fragrances. This one, when I smelled it, I was like, I need it. It is spicy. It is still feminine. It is strong. It's very intense. The scent trail, the sillage, all that is here. A little bit goes a long way. This can easily give you a headache if you spray too much of it. This is the fragrance that if you spray it around somebody that's allergic to strong scents, they're gonna fall out. They're gonna pass out. So you don't want to use a lot of this. So this one is Paris. So Chanel Paris. Let's get into the notes. Also, I would only wear this in the evening. I would not wear this during the day. I also would not layer this personally. So this one, I don't even know why I like this one so much. And when I say what I'm about to say, you're probably gonna ask the same question. Like, why would you like this based off of the other stuff that you've mentioned in this video? The first, or the top notes that we have here, we've got citruses, pink pepper, and lemon. So when I hear those, I'm automatically thinking summertime. I'm not really thinking about the fall or winter. Middle notes, damask rose. So I don't know if that makes it different. Y'all know I've said it a million times already in this video. I hate rose. Typically, I don't like rose at all. But this has rose. This is the only middle note. Base note, which is why I think I like this so much. Call me a hippie, call me basic, whatever. The base note is patchouli. I like the way that patchouli smells. A matter of fact, if I walk into a store and I smell patchouli, I'm lingering around in that store, regardless of what it is that they sell. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I grew up with my mom burning incense and stuff all the time. Going to health food stores, I don't know, but I love patchouli. Some people, they absolutely cannot stand the smell of patchouli. My husband, he doesn't like the smell. He doesn't care for the smell of patchouli. I don't think he really cares for the way that this smells whenever I have worn it. This one might not be your compliment getter. This is more so if you like that just unique, I don't know, it's just a unique scent. It's different for me, but I really like it. It was a little, from what I remember, it was a little bit on the pricier side. I think what I also liked about this is, to me, it didn't smell like your typical Chanel fragrance. Like I said, this is the only Chanel fragrance that I have. Typically, Chanel smells like very mature, like geriatric, very senior citizen. And of course, that's never what I'm going for when I'm spraying fragrances on. But Chanel Paris, if you like that sort of thing, you want to mix it up a little bit, go to any department store, they probably have it. I'm pretty sure it's not hard to find this. But certainly not least, this one out of my entire collection, fall, winter aside, this one probably does the absolute most by itself. It is not one, we'll talk about all the other things that I feel about this one. But last but not least, we have Initio's Oud for Greatness. The reason Mike now wants to focus for greatness does the most. None of the other ones focus in the camera except for this one. If that doesn't tell you something, I don't know what will. Oud for Greatness is technically a unisex fragrance. Easily, if you've ever gotten a whiff of this, you would instantly know why. It does lean more towards the masculine side of things. So it leans more towards being a cologne versus a perfume. It smells so good. It's so spicy. It's so punchy. It's right in your face. It's a little bit smoky. It smells like what I would imagine a cigar bar would smell in the 50s or something. Not that I would have ever been caught in a cigar bar, but it also smells a little soft. So the reason that I bought this is because I want to layer it with other fragrances. I want to find a way to layer this to where it's not so masculine, but it's not so removed from being Oud for Greatness. I don't see myself wearing it by itself. I've sprayed it, I've worn it around the house, but I have not worn it out yet. I'm pretty sure it performs well. This fragrance house, Initio, they have very good quality fragrances. As the name implies, this is an oud, which means that it is oil based. It is going to last. But let's get into the notes about this one because I'm getting hungry. So let's get into the notes. So, Oud for Greatness. Hold up. All right, so y'all can tell I get excited about stuff like this. So top notes, we have got saffron, we've got nutmeg, we've got lavender as a top note. I can definitely smell that in here, but we've got some other things in here that I absolutely love. Middle note, all day oud. Base notes, here we go again, patchouli, and we got musk. That's it. That's all that's in Oud for Greatness. It sounds so simple, so basic, but when you smell it, it smells amazing. It doesn't smell like your typical cologne. It's so spicy. It's the saffron in it. So I could smell this on, I could envision a person wearing it. I don't know. I couldn't really picture many women. I don't know if I can picture the woman who would wear this by itself. That's any level of feminine. I couldn't picture that. But as a nighttime fragrance or a component to like a nighttime fragrance, like an evening fragrance, like you're going out to dinner, one spray of this or even mixing this in with like an unfragranced lotion and putting that on as your base and spraying another fragrance on to layer it, you're gonna smell. I'm gonna have to try that. I might try that this weekend. I'm gonna play around with this one a little bit more, but I recommend this if you're a niche fragrance collector. This has to be in your collection. I don't know if I've said enough. I'm not trying to sell you on it, but you just have to smell it. You have to smell it. You have to try it. You're either going to hate it or you're going to love it. There's no in between. And I absolutely love it. I can't stop smelling it. I can't. It's addictive. And also, this will make a good gift for your significant other. If you have a husband, if your husband, boyfriend, whoever likes, he has a cologne collection or whatever, he might like this. So it wouldn't hurt to get you a little sample or take him by, I think I got this from, you can get it at Dillard's. Take him by the department store. Y'all smell it, try it out. Hey, but it's definitely more masculine than it is feminine. All right, so that concludes my fall winter fragrances. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I hope that it was at least a little bit entertaining for you as we talked about these different notes, the different scenarios that I would wear each of these fragrances in. Please try them. Like, go to the department store or find like a fragrance boutique in your area. I know in Atlanta there are several. North of Atlanta there's quite a few. Go in there, figure out what it is that you like, what notes that you like. That's gonna make it so much easier when you're trying to explain to someone how you want to build your collection. You've got to figure out what notes you do like, or if there's a note you don't particularly like by itself, what you've typically gravitated towards that will work with that least favorite note. So for example, how I don't like rose, but I do like rose when it's layered with other things. So when it's layered with like a little bit of vanilla or like a little bit of white florals or things like that. Well, actually, no, I don't really like that. That was a bad example. But anyway, just find what you like. Find what you like. It'll make it easier to build your collection. So anyway, thank you so much for tuning in again to me, Rita Janae, and till next time.